Hit it. What's going on, gamers? Welcome to another live episode of Tornology. Today, we got the boy, Tiger Snipes. But before I do that, I'm Trover, and I got my co-host with me, Cliffy.
Good, y'all.
Yar.
Yar.
Today, we got a lot on the docket. We got Tiger interview, maybe a tier list, talking about a lot of roster changes. Not a lot, there's like one. And some other fun activities. Anyway, Tiger, how you been? How you doing
Good,
today?
bro. I'm chilling.
Now,
Chilling like a villain.
what you've been in? You've been in Torn for how long?
2 weeks.
A week, two. How you enjoying it?
It's fun. And I've been working on content with the homies. Doing content with the Torn boys too. It's been chilling.
All right. Well, I don't really know what question to ask you first, other than how give us a little bit of your backstory.
How'd you get started with just gaming in general? We'll start there. All right. So I was probably like 4 years old. I pulled up an Xbox 360. I don't even know when that shit came out, so I may not have been 4 years old. I don't know when it came out. We'll know whenever it came out. I was that age.
whenever 360 dropped, bang.
No, it was a couple of years after the 360 dropped. Anyway, Gears of War 2 came out, and not even my stepfather, he wasn't blood rated. They weren't married at all. This guy, my sister's dad. How about that?
Okay.
He had Gears of War 2, and that's the first game I've ever played in my life. Gears of War 2.
Good game.
The greatest game of all time, actually.
Oh,
some may say.
Hot take.
Someone argue with you on that, but go off.
It's the greatest game of all time.
Some would argue, and I am not one of those some. I would not argue that.
It's a great game.
It's a good game.
Fair enough.
Good story.
Started with Xbox 360, Gears of War 2. I see.
Right after the 360, I went to Nintendo 64.
Okay.
You went back. How did we?
Yeah, he said, "Hold on, we're stepping it back."
I said normally people go from
own the 360.
I say so normally people go from GameCube, then maybe to a 360, then then it goes to PS3 or something, then PS4, maybe an Xbox One. But you went Xbox 360 and 64. I'm trying to.
Yep.
These graphics look amazing. And now we're going back to polygons.
Let me see worse.
You get my cat on the floor.
Shout out the cat.
Shout out.
Shout out
Word.
The cat.
So you started gaming when you were 4. Gears of War, bars. I'm a rapper.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
just kidding.
Tornology album dropping soon.
Oh my god, that'd be goated. So when did you start with content creation, YouTube videos? Because I think you started younger than all of us here.
Yeah.
So when did that start? What got you going? What got you into it?
Bro. All right, listen. So my school gave out iPads. I was in 4th grade, right? And this is when I started watching YouTube, bro. I was watching Captain Sparkles, bro. I was locked in. And I was like, bro, all right, listen. I can do this shit. Now, keep in mind, I was what? This is 2016. No, 2014. So I was young. Sorry, cat.
The cat's trying to get a feel for that new that hat.
The Torn hat.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's a nice
2014. Hat. Don't remember how old I was. Not doing the math. I made my FERT video, is how I spelt it. And it was a 10-second video of me going, pretty much.
Fair enough.
And that's kind of how it went.
I like how you might pick that up. If I went that high with my vocal cords on my mic, it's not picking it up.
Oh, it's cut out.
Yeah.
I can change my voice however you want, bro.
No.
There it is, dude.
I can go deep. I can go high. I could be Kermit the Frog. You know what I'm saying?
Now you got to do
I
it.
can't do that.
That's it.
No, I
You got
can't
to
do
do
that.
it. You just
You
said
can't
you
do the
can.
I was lying.
You gotta fucking commit to the bit, bro.
No.
That's
Torn Tiger caught lying first
Yeah,
weekend. What the fuck? Holy title
holy
card all over the
bow!
screen. Epic
Puts
flashy
it right here.
music.
Bam! I'm so glad that my light is not facing me. You would have got a whole look into my armpit, dude. Like you would have saw
nice.
everything. It's not
I
a
would have
pleasant
saw that
sight,
you put
bro.
on no deodorant today.
You know what's
I
crazy?
did actually, bro. That Old Spice deodorant that's back there, slabbered it on my armpits. Almost slabbered it on the tank, but I was like, whoa.
Did you take a bite out of it?
Absolutely, dude. It's vanilla.
Oh shit!
How's
That shit busting, or like what's the word?
A little tangy. It's got a little tangy aftertaste.
Little tangy. If I ever actually become a rapper, my real name's gonna be, or my rapper name's gonna be Lil Tangy. Come on now.
Little tangy, dude.
Lil Tang on a beat.
But so obviously Cliffy's known you longer, and you know I'm starting to get to know
Me
more.
and Tiger, we go way back.
I say you two go way back. Tiger, I know we brought up content, but from what I've heard, you were a competitor. You were competing.
Yeah.
You know, you and
that's until recently.
Yeah, just recently retired. So
True.
you like trying to be.
retirement.
So you like trying to be like Scump and Methods, be like, yeah, man, I'm not doing it anymore.
See, I was never that good, so.
I mean, out of the clips that you were showing me before the pod,
We were looking at old Exemplify clips, actually.
tell us about your competitive life, like where you started. You know,
well, I started in MW 2019. That's kind of when like everybody could play. That's the crossplay started. You know, it got big. I was just scrolling on Instagram as most people did back in those days, and then saw this thing with like a league, and it was like Team Vera versus some random ass team. I don't know.
Some random team.
So pretty much I was like, man, I can do that. So that's kind of how I started.
All right.
Good.
So you mentioned,
I mean, I was just gonna say, pan out. You go through the whole competitive career. You know what I'm talking about. You know.
I say,
there was a lot there. There was a lot. Tiger actually got me into competitive for
It's true.
a couple of years. Actually, for a couple of years is kind of a lie. It was really like a year, and then I kept bouncing in and out.
Pretty much, yeah.
Run it up, guys. Like you two have a lot more history than I do. So, you know, Cliffy, obviously, you know his competitive careers, what games he's competed in, and you've competed with him. So
he's been on.
I mean, you guys take the floor. I mean.
Yeah, Tiger's been on multiple teams of mine, actually.
True.
Starting off with Royals Esports, which was the first org that I personally ever owned, and then Exemplify Gaming, which that was a good time. It was good while it lasted.
It's a great time.
It ended due to some unfortunate events with our overall roster. Let's be real. Let's be real. It's not just on the COD boys. The content roster was not doing a lot there, but it is what it is. We move on, and we're here now. We're on Torn. All three of us. Full circle. Who would have thought? You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
Cue in the Paul Rudd meme. Who would have thought?
All three of us, as in I somehow was on those orgs. I was there. I was there in spirit.
Exactly. I think there was a little bit of Trover.
You didn't.
There was always a little bit of Trover in me, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, dude, just a little bit.
Okay.
That's all you're about to get, just a little bit. So.
No, but shoot, what was our first org that we were a part of, Tiger? What was the very first org that me and you were a part of? You taught me the ways of competitive. It was before Sector. I know that. It was before Sector.
Let's go to my Instagram.
Oh, the Instagram. It's being pulled up.
I'm pulling up the Instagram. All right, let's see here.
Also,
so it's probably around this time.
Shaw's in the
2019.
chat said the GameCube was an S tier console. Absolutely.
I'd agree with that statement.
Actually, I need to pull up the chat too. To be honest, hold on. Give me one memento. But also, let's see.
Also, I'm not growing the long beard back.
You weren't a part of AOW, right?
No.
Okay. How about you weren't part of Vera? I think I met you. Was it OCG?
Maybe.
Could be that one.
Maybe. It was right before Sector. That's all I know.
See, I don't know what you guys are.
Yeah. So Tiger and I, if we count rebranding / re-ownership, Tiger and I have been a part of
5-6 orgs.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
5 or 6 orgs together, 2 of which I owned.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Now I know that in MW2 there was some some bad blood between Torn and it was Exemplify Gaming, right? That was the bad blood.
There was some bad blood between Exemplify Gaming and Torn Esports' competitive teams. So our competitive team was really, really good, but they were very much underdogs. Not a lot of people knew them. So when our competitive team was absolutely slamming in the XP League, I feel like a lot of people were not happy about unknowns slamming them. So the accusations got thrown out at full fucking throttle.
Yes, sir.
It was kind of bad.
It's pretty bad.
Pretty sure one of our homies is perma money cammed due to that situation.
Probably.
I was in Torn around that time. I didn't get into the competitive scene with it, but I keep hearing about it from you guys. You guys, told me there's not really like two different sides to the story. I just keep hearing it from you guys that a lot of people accuse you guys of cheating. So then you guys had a money cam and, so like what was it just because you guys were slamming the team or was it just like,
I don't know, man. There's a lot of petty people. This is kind of how it is, unfortunately. When it comes to competitive, people don't know how to lose, if that makes sense.
I got you.
So I feel like that's kind of how it is the majority of the time. Like I get like being sus and all that, but people also got to realize it's like if you have some sort of awareness, you'll know where people are. Like I do. Like I get like in that year we didn't have the mini map. Like I get that, but I feel like if you know what you're doing, you should know where somebody is from challenging from on the hill. I don't know.
Right.
But I don't know.
I also feel like if you just have like decent teammates as well, that the thing could be they could have seen 50% of what's going on. It could just be game sense as well. So yeah, I will
say that that roster, that Exemplify roster, I think that was probably the most god tier roster I've ever seen Tiger a part of. I'm not gonna lie.
It's true. That was the best roster.
That roster could have taken the fucking league.
It's crazy though. I probably would have been on a crazier roster if talks went right last year. But I'm not going to talk about that.
Oh, we're not talking about that.
Nah, I can't. The org's no longer with us, unfortunately.
So Exemplify disbands or whatever, for personal reasons.
Pretty much disbands due to the COD roster leaving. Our content creators weren't really doing anything. I was pretty much the main one doing a lot of things. Outside of Storm. Storm was like, he was working on his streaming stuff. But like, it was just me and him. And I was like, hey, I'm a dip. Like, I told him, I was like, I'm going to give you guys a month. Like, I'm going to try to set things up. I'm going to try to get some more people in here. Like, I'm going to try to look out for y'all. But after that, like, I'm going to head out of here. I'm going to go do my thing. See where things take me. And fucking, I started an org group chat, actually. And this is how I first met Ruppid. So I've been following Torn on TikTok ever since Exemplify scrimmed Torn, right?
I was the first one to ever find Torn.
Yeah, and the main reason I followed them was because Tiger was like, "Yeah, I seen this org all over on TikTok, like this #1 TikTok org."
Hey man.
So I followed them, and like, I just kind of like went on a deep dive of Torn, and I could have made it a documentary. It could have been epic, but no, I like finally found Rupid, and I was starting a owner group chat for a lot of orgs, trying to get a lot of us orgs to collaborate more, because I felt like when you're that low in the community count, I guess, like not a lot of collaborations between other orgs are happening. So I was trying to make something happen. Like I was trying to get something going. I was also trying to, peep where people were getting merch, because a lot of people were asking me about Exemplify merch.
Still waiting on a jersey.
This guy. Yeah, so basically I started talking to Rupid. I was trying to actually ask him like how he did his merch, because I really wanted to do Exemplify merch that way. Like I wanted to do actual designs and not these like basic like really basic designs that some of these other companies do. Not Store Dog though, by the way. Go catch yourself on some Torn merch from Store Dog. Use code Torn for 10% off your order, by the way.
Absolutely.
Anyways, some other apparel companies I wouldn't say they're the greatest on how complex their designs can get, and how I just feel like overcomplicated some of the designs are. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I just feel like it's too many flashy colors. This is a jersey. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I wanted something that was just like clean, simple, but also fire. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I met Rupid. And then probably like a month later was when I texted Morgan and Noah, Dat Boy Mo, and Storm. Actually, I just muted my mic. And that was when I texted them, like probably a month after I met Rupid. I was like, yo, I'm gonna try to like take some opportunities, see where I can go, because like my content's been doing well recently. So I'm gonna give you guys a month. I'm gonna keep grinding on my content, but if I see anybody, like I'll send them your guys' way, so you guys can keep building this up, keep it going. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it went. And eventually, after I left, they were both kind of like, "Yeah, we're kind of done." So then we had to take all the cash out of the Tornology PayPal, divvy it up between each of us and all that. And yeah, it was. Did I say Tornology? I meant to say Exemplify. But anyways. So then eventually I started talking to Rupid, and I was like, yo, y'all need content creators, or like, what's the word? And then I also asked him about management back then, but he said not yet.
But look at us
Look
now.
where we're at now, baby.
Look at us now.
We're here. So yeah.
So given, the Exemplify and all that, I have to answer this real quick. Shaw's, if you're going to pay me to grow my beard back, that's kind of crazy. I'm not growing the beard back. I don't want the beard back. It's too much maintenance. I look homeless. Not happening.
In talks. I'm not a pro, but you can still be in talks with people there, Shaz.
Right. But so if Exemplify was still around today, and I, stumbled across Exemplify, you think you'd pick me up? Like, what's the word on that? Be honest. Be brutally honest. You'd probably say no. I bet. I'm sorry.
This unemployed fuck? Hell no. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, I mean, if your content is at where it is currently, I would consider it, yeah.
All right, that's a good answer.
Because I was low-key like really strict on like after we built like our starting roster, I was really strict on like who we'd pick up. Because I would get sent like probably like 5-10 people a day from Morgan and Noah, and be like, "Yo, we should like talk to this guy," and I just look at his content and be like, "Bro, this shit's mid. Fuck no." I'm like, what? I'm not wasting a conversation on that. No, I was really strict. I wanted people that already knew what they were doing, which wasn't, in my opinion, that wasn't the greatest way to take it. I think what I should have done, which is obviously it's in the past, like I can't change anything about it. But what I should have done is probably like try to see people like they have the potential, they just need a little push in like correct directions, in certain aspects. Um but yeah, I mean, if your content is at if your content were to be at where it is today, then I'd probably like, continue the conversation, see where we go from there.
Hey, I'm good. I'm good with that answer. I love that answer. So, all right, this. I want to talk. I really want to talk about Exemplify because I feel like we've talked about it off the pod, but I really want to talk about like the competitive
a lot
side
about
too.
it.
Yeah, we have talked a lot about it.
But I mean, Exemplify was mainly a competitive org at that point.
Yeah, I wanted like, did you guys win any XP like tournaments that they had or?
No, we were only a roster for like a month and a half.
Oh. Yeah, and it was a goated fucking roster though. Yeah, like this roster had this roster stay together, not even on Exemplify, had this roster just all in all stay together, I think you guys would be like a consistent like top 16 like Chow Cup roster.
Yeah, well, there's also a lot of issues too. Like Osa just kind of dipped, and then Odin was dealing with things, and me and Ethan were like, okay, we're just there.
We're just here to game.
That's just kind of how it was, though. Like throughout my entire career, like specifically when I was with Ethan, is like we're just here, Like you can even ask Ethan this. It's always been me and him, and then 2 randos every week, pretty much our entire career together. At least that's the majority of it. Like, yeah, we had that 1 month and a half or whatever where we had that 4 where we placed 6th or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like when we first started teaming, we had a 4 for like a month. And then a bunch of issues happened with that too. So it's like that's kind of how like the majority of my career went anyway, is like I could never really have a solid 4. And I think that's kind of one of the main reasons why I retired too, is like pretty much like once you stick with a 4 for a while, you just eventually just you're just gone. Like everybody's gone, everybody's leaving, and it's like, well, we just wasted a whole month practicing and all that just for nothing. And then we're picking up people that are good when we first see them, and then they're terrible the next week, and it's like, well, we can't play with this guy. So you're always just in a cycle of picking up and getting new players and all sorts of stuff.
Gotcha. So I've also heard. We'll backtrack. We'll go to Vanguard because I heard something about Cliffy and you competed in Vanguard. Are the rumors true on this?
What I didn't compete with Tiger.
I don't remember competing.
I competed for a Challenger Cup. And then I got dropped, and I was like, "We're back to content. We go."
I believe the last time me and Hunter actually teamed was in Cold War, and I only played for like a week.
Okay.
Also, I shouldn't have even been on the roster I was on anyway.
Oh.
Throwing a little shade, but
oh, no.
Hey man,
our
roster could have been so goated.
Yeah, okay.
Add me on the team, bro. Could have been goated. Come on now.
Okay, dude.
So,
all right, buddy.
Okay. So, obviously, Tiger, you've competed longer than both of us. Probably both of us combined, maybe. What would you say is your favorite Call of Duty to compete in? Like, which one was your favorite?
Advanced Warfare.
I didn't compete in Advanced Warfare. I'm not that old, bro. Come on.
I think the only person that could be here to compete in Advanced Warfare is probably me. No, they probably not actually, because Cold War or Advanced Warfare was what, 2015?
See, this is hard.
Yeah, because BO3 was 2016, I think.
Yeah, I was 15 when Advanced Warfare came out. I'm an old bastard.
But to answer your question, it's kind of hard for me to answer that too, because every single year I've competed, I've had issues. So, for example, my first year, I started halfway through the season.
Nice.
So I didn't really get to play a full season. The second year, my PlayStation broke.
So I was out for like 3 months. Vanguard, I was on console pretty much the entire year. Until I switched to a PC halfway through, but it was already kind of too late. And then like MW2, I guess, was a pretty good year. That's probably like my best year I've had.
MW2 is a great year, actually. What do you mean?
No, it was a great year. It was probably the best year I had. Not team wise, if that makes sense. Like me being consistent and also just being like actually being able to play. I did have a time in that year that I couldn't compete for a month. But other than that, that was probably the best. And like I could say last year too, because I could compete all last year if I wanted to. It's just there were so many issues last year. It's just I couldn't do it. Like I was done.
And so that and that also kind of leads into my next question is like, why did you retire? Because I feel like there's some burning questions out there that people have to ask. And why did you retire? I know you're now doing content. You're working on a content game.
There's a few reasons. Like I was saying, the main one of the main reasons was the whole team changing thing. Like me, like I would have loved teaming with E again this year, 100%. I mean, Ethan's my boy. If he asked me to come back, I would consider it, if you know what I mean. But the problem with competitive is I just feel like I don't have time, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like I don't have time to myself. And when I stopped competing last year, I spent a lot of more time with like my friends, my family, my girlfriend specifically. And that I think that's kind of what made me retire in the first place. Is because like I get to finally do things outside of just working and then scrimming for 6 hours a day or whatever, or stuff like that. That's also another issue. Last year specifically is, dude, I scrimmed maybe twice a week. It was really bad. It's because of work scheduling. That's also like kind of a thing too. Is one of the main reasons I retired this year is because my schedule couldn't work with Ethan's, and I wasn't gonna go into this year without Ethan. So it was just better. I just retired at that point, if you really want to call it a retirement. But and also I was just tired of it. Like I don't know. I was just tired of like the community. I was tired of just kind of everything.
Having the money cam every match because you're a cheater. Yeah. I caught you.
I mean, it's not really even that though. Like I was fine with money camming. The only problem I have with like the money camming thing is, dude, my bullet reg is so bad when I'm streaming. Like unbelievably bad. Specifically last year when I was at 150 health, I couldn't kill anything like at all when I was streaming.
Okay.
But like that's my only issue with that. Like you can take my frames, whatever. Like frames won't win you anything. You know what I mean? Like if you have 200 frames and the other person has 60, they could still slam you. You know what I mean? But like the internet is the main issue. And also, again, like I don't have the funds to be able to travel for lands and all that either. So that's just kind of how it is.
Gotcha.
Word.
Right. Well, I mean, what do you do you have any big content plans? You don't have to tell us like what videos are coming out next, but like what are you trying to do with your content now that you're not having to scrim twice a week and your schedule kind of works better with your content and all that?
I do plan on posting majority of. I want to be kind of a variety type of guy. Obviously, most of my content so far has just been COD, but I do slowly want to just move away from that, like completely, because honestly, COD is I just don't really have as much fun with COD anymore. So it's just kind of like I kind of want to move away from that, if that makes sense. But in the sense, that's kind of like everything I've ever built is with COD, so it's kind of hard to.
No, that's how I feel too.
But it's like, and obviously I'll still make like COD content, like when new updates and stuff come out. But I do slowly want to start like posting more, like, for example, like I want to make a Marvel's Rivals video, for example, or I don't know, Fortnite. I don't know. I don't really play Fortnite, but who knows?
Right.
I just want to make content that I enjoy making, and I just want to make sure I just want to have fun.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do have a 24-hour stream in place, not planned yet, but something's going to happen within the next couple of months. It's just kind of hard with my schedule to kind of fit something that's going to be a full 24 hours.
Right.
But
plus
that will
sleeping
be coming
before and after.
Yeah. So that will be something. I don't know if it's going to be this month because I have a lot of stuff planned this month now.
Yeah, December, I feel like for a lot of people is always a very busy month.
Yeah, so it might come out next month, might be a little bit after that, but it will 100% be a 24-hour stream because we did hit that schedule. So
cool.
Word. So you retired? You switched to content?
It's also true.
You joined the lads?
I
Say
did.
you joined the
How are you liking it so far in Torn? What's like your number one like outstanding thing within Torn that you've noticed? I mean, you've been in probably like 10 plus orgs at this point. Like what would make you feel that Torn is a bit different than some of these other orgs?
It's honestly it's like the community, like just in general, like you got all the people that support Torn, and then also the people within. Like you guys are a lot more talkative. You guys are just like, just chilling a lot more, playing games with each other. Like a lot of the orgs, like even while I was competing, I still wanted to be in content and do things with people and like try to help the org in ways that I can while I'm not scrimming, while I'm not doing something. A lot of orgs just didn't have a consistent lineup when it came to like content. You know what I mean? And this, I mean, Torn, just you guys have content coming out every week. You guys have content all the time. Like we're plans of content and just in general, it's just a lot better than any org I've ever been a part of.
Gotcha. He's gassing us up, ladies and gents. He's gassing
the
us
Glazatron.
up.
No, I'm just kidding. I kind of set him up for that one. No, but weird. So liking it so far, having a good time.
Yes, sir.
Good shit, good stuff. No, yeah, I think Torn, like all in all, I think we're building well for the future. I think we're building a good content roster. And I think we have a lot going on that may seem like overwhelming at times, but what's going on is good. One of those things that we have going on, by the way, chat, it's the goddamn Torn Winter Collection that's dropping tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
You guys got to use code Tornology. And also, you got to buy this merch. We're trying to get a goddamn content house, guys. I'm going to leak it here right now. We're trying to get a goddamn content house right now. And we need you guys to buy the merch so we can get a content house.
It's fire.
You will witness me and Trevor kissing.
Yes, live.
And you'll see me riding on a tiger.
Yes.
Yeah, tiger will be...
A real tiger.
We're going to get a pet tiger.
Yeah.
And you ever seen The Hangover?
I'm the tiger.
He is the tiger.
Tiger Snipes is Mike Tyson. Come on now.
Yeah.
So yeah, buy the Torn merch. Tornshop.us. Right now, the Torn site is down, unfortunately, but it will be back up tomorrow, or actually in about 6-ish hours, I'm assuming, for that new Torn Winter Collection. So go get yourself dripped out. If you guys haven't seen any of the new merch, it's all over our Twitter. We got the Rank Demon. We have the Bubble Letter. We have the Skyline. I think there's another.
There's different color. There's different color variations to the Nuketown Golf Club.
Yeah, we do have the Nuketown Golf Club and Nuketown University.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I forgot about the university.
Yeah. So go cop yourself some Torn merch. We got hoodies. We got hats, as you can see.
Gosh.
There it is. I don't have my hat on right now. But anyways,
as you can see, gamer.
We were about 30 minutes in. I had to get that ad read in.
Oh, absolutely.
But anyways, getting on into it. I think we start moving on.
Do we talk about the big change?
There's a very, very big. I'm the OpTic Glazer here, so let me talk about this.
I was saying, I'll let him lock in here, because
ladies and gentlemen,
my team's sitting pretty.
OpTic Pred has been dropped. So that's not exactly how it's going.
Yeah, it's not exactly. He's not been dropped. He's been benched.
OpTic Pred has some family or personal issues, is what it's been said. However, there are assumptions / leaks of what is actually going on. We don't actually know. I wouldn't lean into the leaks a little too hard. But the man, the myth, the legend, Nuke. AKA Hook.
Do we want to show
the
this?
Nuke? Yeah, we can.
My bad. My bad, gamers.
Back.
Good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, can you hear me? Testing, 1, 2.
My bad.
We are back.
Oh,
So as we can see, Hook, the motherfucking nuke, is back. I'm a huge fan of Kyler. And then him and Shotzi, they blend very well together. I mean, we've seen that in MW 2019. We saw it in MW2. I mean, Shotzi and Hook, they just blend well together. I'm excited to see this roster. I mean, you know, all prayers, all love out to Pred.
Hey, I want to point this out real quick. He says he loves Kyler, but yet doesn't follow him on Twitter.
Oh.
Yo, what are you talking about,
loves Kyler, doesn't follow him on Twitter.
I promise you I follow him on Twitch. I'm pretty sure I unfollowed a lot of fucking CDL pros.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to point that out because it was right there.
My bad. As soon as you're dropped out of the league, you're losing my follow. That's all I gotta say.
Also, Pred loses your follow.
Pred has lost my follow.
No,
my follow is the league. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped to see Kyler back. And then I hope Pred comes back later this year, but no one knows when he's coming back. There's no actual date or anything for that. But yeah, I mean, I'm fine to push it off to you guys. I mean, how are you guys feeling about Kyler and Pred out?
You wanna go, Tiger? Or you want me to go?
Sure.
As a former competitor,
as a former competitive Call of Duty player, I believe it's a good move. I think it's a good move for OpTic Texas to pick up the GOAT, the nuke, Hook, the nuke.
There it is.
But
there it is.
Trover, how scared are you for your team now that we have the nuke? Also, let's realize that this is the MW2 team, but Ghosty was on my team instead of Kenny. Time to make a roster change. Time to make a roster change.
Time to trade.
I think. Okay, I'll say this: if Kenny were to come back to LAT, it's wraps, bro. Put the ring already on my finger. It's wraps.
That would be a pretty devious team. I mean, honestly, you could trade pretty much.
Team.
You could go player for player for pretty much any of these pros on either one of these teams.
Yeah.
And the teams would pretty much be the same.
Yeah.
Trade Scrap out for Dashy.
Yeah, you're absolutely
fine.
Faded. You're faded for that, Shaws. Kenny is 100% better than Ghosty. When it comes to map knowledge, I would say Ghosty is a little bit better, but Kenny.
Culture.
Kenny. Dude, Kenny's
smoking
just,
that OpTic back.
Kenny, but no,
I will say it.
Oh,
I will say it. I feel like the OpTic LAT. I mean, even with Pred on this team, I feel like it's very, very balanced. I feel like you could trade out any player in the teams wouldn't really change at all. Trade out Hydra for Shotzi, for example.
Oh yeah,
that's two of the best fucking players in this game that you're just switcherooing. Like what?
Right. But Kyler coming back to the league, I think I've said it before, like off the pod and all that, when the whole thing got leaked, rumored, whatever. Kyler is a good pickup for maybe a short term, because he's also he's destroying in challengers, and I mean their challengers is a lot of former pros. It's it's got a lot of former pros, aspiring stars to come into the league. So we don't know how he's going to really do against, everybody else in the league. I mean, I think he'll still probably slam. Because Kyler was in Challengers in MW2, came up, and, the rest is history. But, I definitely think that Hook was a good one-for-one. I think he's a good short-term pickup. But I mean, I'm hoping Pred comes back.
I have a correction. MW2, Hook was on LAG.
Oh, was he on LAG? Well, he got dropped.
LAG, and then he got
LAG is pretty up. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it's not LAG. Was pretty.
I believe as soon as he got dropped, he got picked up. Pretty much instantly.
No, I think he stuck a month out in challengers.
Anyway, LAG was pretty much just challengers
because they were trying to pick up Pred back then. OpTic was trying to pick up Pred, and then Surge was like,
"Nope,
no."
Hey, thank you. Yeah,
you almost had it there. You got to be quicker than that.
Yeah, we saw how that turned out.
Yeah,
but
still got him.
I think Hook is a perfect 1-for-1 for a short term. Maybe it could be a long term thing. We don't know. I know that if Pred does come back, it has to be before champs when they do like the whole roster locks after Major 4.
Oh, 1,000%.
So, but I honestly I see Pred coming back either before Major 2 or after Major 2.
I feel like we give it. I feel like we wait until like what the word is in January because honestly, I could see him coming back in January. Yeah, like if it's not anything crazy, he just goes back to Australia for the holidays. He comes back. He's like, time to win a ring. Starts flexing.
Right.
Where do you think Hook's gonna go after?
Well, honestly, I was also talking to Trevor about that. I think if Hook didn't sign a 14-day contract, which we know a lot of like challengers when they get picked up, they sign just a 14-day contract and then it leads on to the 1 year, etc., end of year, etc. If OpTic signed Hook for like a full year, which it wouldn't make sense in my opinion, it kind of would. It's smart on OpTic business wise because then they'll make money out of getting Hook out.
Right.
Which obviously Hex has, I mean, there's that relationship with Hook, so they're not going to fucking just dangle him and be like, you can't pay for this.
Right. Like, ooh, you need an SMG? Pay
Where's
up.
the money?
He goes to Rocker. I'm calling it
drop.
For who? Geo? Nero?
Not Nero, so probably Geo. Or if Estriel continues to play like some dog poo poo, Estriel.
Okay.
That could be a good team. That could
originally Hook was supposed to come to Rocker.
Yeah.
But
there was talks of Hook going to one of the orgs, like Hook and Illy getting picked up after Major 2 or after Major 1.
Why did I think it was Boston for a second? But no.
I think it was.
I think it might have been.
I think it was one of the lower teams. I can't remember. Cause yeah, I think it was Boston. Because I was talking to you about it, and I was like, I don't know if Boston can cough up that much money.
Yeah, no, I don't think Boston has the funds to bring up Illy and Hook. But apparently,
I mean, maybe Illy, because Illy's been out of the league since MW2 now.
Yeah.
Right? He wasn't on the MW3 roster?
He was. Because he started that Seattle Surge roster with Arcity.
Oh, yeah.
And who was there for? Abuza.
Abuza.
A bazooka.
Yeah.
A bazooka.
Yeah, Abuza. Which, I mean, dude, that team, on paper, I feel like could have been good, But, I don't know. Then Illy tweaked, and I was like,
should have been good. It should have been good.
Yeah, then Illy tweaked out.
Yeah, Illy was like, tweaking out, dude. Like, I think I just team play. It's really good,
Like, me and Tiger were talking about it the other night, and I was just like, man, people were saying it's nerves, like he's nervous and all that, and I'm like, I mean, I feel like he would be nervous, but at the same time, he's not that nervous. The dude won champs. He won champs online. I understand it was online, so anybody that disagrees, it's an online, shut up. He won champs. He has a ring. He's won majors.
MW2, Major 4.
Yeah.
Or Major 2.
He's won actual majors. Like, he has the capacity to talk on stage in front of a crowd. This man was tweaking on something. Don't know what it was. Adderall, whatever.
He talked perfectly fine at MW2. I believe it was Major 2. That was the OpTic major. He talked perfectly fine at that.
3 was
when they
major,
won.
I think
3? Okay.
Yeah.
So he talked perfectly fine at that.
They didn't win the OpTic major in MW2.
Yeah, they did.
No, they did not.
Oh, Vanguard.
Yeah,
Vanguard.
That was Dan's first major, because I remember there was an interview with him on the CDL of him like, yeah, it's you got to show out for the crowd. It's home, it's home crowd, and we got to really
Did OpTic
show
not win
out.
anything in MW2? Am I tweaking?
Nope. You guys came second in pretty much almost every major after you picked up Dan.
He has became phase.
You came
Shout
second
out to
in
Vanguard phase.
Yeah, shout out to Shaz.
So you came second in Major 4 because
Damn, I'm tweaking.
that whole like cheating scandal with Shane because he was sitting behind you guys before your guys' last match and all that. And I was like, okay,
Nah, fuck Shane, bro. Come on now.
yeah, who's 2-0
Fuck
and
that
who's
guy.
who's 2-0 and who's 1-1? Exactly. That's
Listen,
what I
bro,
thought.
Pat's going through issues.
Yeah.
No, but no, yeah.
Like he definitely could talk on stage. That's the thing. Like he was tweaking. He's not
He
nervous.
1,000% was off some
Yeah,
Adderall. I mean, there's
he's
like
off something.
everybody knows, like in Call of Duty especially, and in esports in general, from what I've like read around, Adderall is just like it's a big issue.
Perfect example of Adderall. Hook had a problem with Adderall in was it 2019?
2019.
Yeah. Hey, he had he had Adderall. Also, Thieves go 2-0 to start the first set of online quals, and Trover forgets how to act. What do you mean, Shaws? My team's a god
Rocker's
squad,
2-0 too.
dude. Yeah, my team's a god squad. Let
Isn't
me have some
FaZe-
fun for once.
Isn't FaZe 0-2?
Oh, hold on. Whoa. I don't want some hateful comments here, right? Look, I like my team being good. All right. I'm the LAT Glazer. Check it out on the Torn Fantasy. LAT Glazer. I've got, love LAT. I've got their fucking flag. I've got a jersey.
My new team on the fantasy is so good.
Yeah.
My new team's fucking gas.
But anyway,
so hyped.
Back to Hook being on OpTic, coming back. I think this might be a big year for him, honestly. If OpTic doesn't keep him, Pred comes back.
Scenes.
Switch scenes?
Switch the scenes back.
Okay.
Weird.
So, OpTic, like leaving or not OpTic, Hook leaving or not getting re-signed or whatever. Honestly, a good team that I could see him on, it's kind of a hard question, in my opinion. You maybe could see. I'm thinking like I was gonna say Carolina. I don't think Carolina would be a good team for him, but him and Gwen could probably be really good. I feel like they really are gonna make a change after Major 1 as well.
I believe so too.
Yeah, I don't know.
I believe Illy's in some talks too.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me.
I've seen Super was in some talks, but I don't see him going anywhere other than Miami because he's probably I don't know where you could put.
I mean, the Miami team could get in place. I mean, all those guys know how to speak English. I mean, same thing goes with the Falcons. So like,
Falcons,
they could get picked up to another squadron, But anyways, speaking about, we were talking about OpTic's 1-1, Minnesota's 2-0, LAT's fucking 2-0. Jesus Christ. Let's go on to a week 1 recap. Trevor, we can switch the scenes back now. I just wanted to pull this up. We're going to go over the week 1 recap, go through the game, see if we have any memorable moments, anything that was crazy. Obviously, we got to talk about LAT 250 to 77 phase map fucking 1. That was insane. But yeah, let's go down the list. Friday, we had Rocker and Gentlemates, which Gentlemates is practically
NYSL.
NYSL. It's practically not Vanguard. MW2 NYSL.
Instead of Hydra, it's Lens.
Yeah, instead of Hydra, it's Lens. They got another French phenom, except he's not that much of a phenom. I will give it to him. Lens is a pretty good player, though.
I agree.
And then we, of course, have Tiger's favorite team, home state team, Minnesota Rocker. And I'm not going to lie.
Whole Thieves roster? Yeah, Shaz, you're faded for that.
What did he say?
He said MC's better than the entire phase or the entire Thieves roster. Yeah, you're
and
faded.
that's what you call phase glazing.
Yeah, you're faded.
Phase glaze. But anyways, let's get back into it. I honestly predicted this first match. I honestly predicted LAGM8, 3-1. We have a world champ roster playing some like newer players. I was like, yeah, that should be light work.
You've got
however,
you've got 3 world champions on the team and then a world champ coach. Like, this roster on paper is dominating.
Yeah. However, Minnesota Rocker 3-2.
That's my boys. Hate the red though.
Hey man, they teed up. They teed up.
Fuck the red.
And then once again, let's go ahead and talk about game 2 because I would love to talk about this game. We all know it wasn't a great showing out of OpTic, but of course I expected OpTic against Breach. We know Breach is in the slums right now financially and players, honestly. Let's keep it real. Players, they're kind of down bad as well. So I was like, yeah, OpTic's easy 3-0. I was wrong.
I think everybody pretty much had an OpTic.
Literally every before they got into the game, they did the desk predictions, and then they also have like a fan prediction now. Everybody OpTic.
Yeah. I don't really
did not go our way.
I don't really have like a favorite moment from that. Everybody
shots are going out of 10.
Yeah, that's a good
Not
one.
And still losing.
My thing is everybody wants to say that Cammy killing Dashy at the end of that round 11 to seal the whole series is like the greatest play ever. I'm like, that maybe be the greatest play in Boston history because you guys actually did something for fucking once. But like, where the fuck was this Cammy when I needed him last year? Like, Cammy's like shooting and stuff, and then last year,
what about me?
You know,
I had Cammy and MW too.
Yeah,
that's true.
I had Advance. Cammy. At both, and both of them were dog shit.
Second game of CDL 2025. What the fuck? First 2 games were an honest. How?
Yeah.
When we get into game number 3, we have Ravens versus Falcons. Honestly, everybody was expecting it. There was a lot of talk online, on Twitter especially, saying that Falcons were like 2 days prior to the CDL starting. They just got into the States. So everybody was like, yeah, they're about to get slammed. I honestly thought it was going to be 3-0. 3-1, word. I'll take it.
Right.
Then we talk about,
I was going to say, Vegas, their search and destroy, I feel like you're not going to see a lot of people going rogue on that team. They're very team-centric search
buddy system.
Yeah, they're very much like, because there was a time where I think it was like Gwen was last alive as a 1v3 to seal the map. And Gwen is like over on piano, top piano, and you just see the fucking Falcons players. One's coming up, like jump up on gravel, and 2 of them are chowing front. I was like, dude, they just triple chowed him. Like, if he was there, there's no way he survives this. So I was like, they are very much a.
Hey, they're
team.
playing for a trade.
Like, oh yeah, dude, they're definitely like, you're gonna kill one, there's another one there. Like, just be ready.
That's that Clayster coaching.
Oh yeah. Well, none of them have fallen off the map yet on Skyline. So.
But anyways, moving on.
We talked about the
final map of Friday. Ultra V Phase. I'm gonna be real. I fuck with Inside. I fuck with Kleenex. I don't fuck with Beans. I don't fuck with Joe Deceives though. I don't like either one of them.
I'll say this: Joe Deceives.
I don't like Joe Deceives' come up. And I don't like Beans in general. I just think he's fucking annoying. I'm not going to lie. So, we're talking about EWC World Champion roster Atlanta FaZe, Simp, Abizi, Celium, Draza. Against Insight, Kleenex, and a couple of scrap pickups. In my opinion.
Slammed.
I'm thinking 3-0 FaZe. Once again, first day of the CDL 2025 season.
3-1.
What the fuck? 3-1 Ultra.
I think, honestly, I think Joe Deceives really kicked it up a notch last year. I mean, we really needed him at the start of the season. Didn't do shit. Then we dropped him down to Challengers. Went down to FaZe Black. Then he came back up for that fuck-ass afro. I hope that dude's not doing anything anymore. That dude sucks. Sorry, not sorry.
His dad died, bro.
Well, sorry about your dad. Prayers up to my boy's dad.
Anywho,
But,
I'm to dig myself out of this hole.
CDL talk now. Dog shit. 3-0 when it mattered. Trash. I celebrated when we won our first hardpoint last year. I don't think he was on the team. But no. That Ultra team, I feel like is just like, you could look at it and be like, this is just a smorgasbord of players. Like, who are
No,
these
yeah,
people?
that's kind of how I feel it is.
Like, Insight and Kleenex have been teammates since what? BO4? BO4, maybe
Cold
MW
War.
2019? Cold War? Been teammates forever. And it's like, now you're getting these two, you're getting a rank play kid, Joe Deceives, then you're getting Beans. This man has played on two shit orgs, and the motherfucker's name is Beans. Don't know how that came through, but all right. But I was shocked that this did not at least go to a game 5. But also FaZe, I don't know. FaZe lost a lot though. And we talked about it on the last episode. FaZe lost two pack, so their S&D is going to look a little hairy, honestly. I definitely think this FaZe team, because me and Shaw's talked about it, because me and Shaw's watched the match. Joe Deceives doing the rock or whatever. Yeah, dude, FaZe is gonna remember that shit. Yeah, because FaZe is one of those teams that you're gonna do that shit. They really don't need to scrim. They're gonna remember that. So when it comes time, when the time comes, it's they're gonna come a knocking.
Yeah, crazy last matchup at last Friday. Anyways, moving on. We got on a Saturday. No, you're good. You're good. We're going on a Saturday now, though, gamers. First match of the day. Honestly, I was kind of hyped to see this match.
Oh yeah.
The battle of the non-US or the non-NA teams, pretty much. You have the Falcons and the Heretics.
Yeah, vamos.
I was excited to see this match because I was like, last year we saw Heretics. They were kind of shaky against pros. This year we saw Falcons, who just got 3-1 by a Ravens roster. And Heretics just said, yeah, we got a year more experience than you. Get 3-0'd, gamer.
That was 3-0'd when it mattered.
3-0 when it mattered. But
also, Real looked like a god.
Yeah,
dude.
Real did look really fucking good this weekend.
Can we talk about that for a second, dude? Real just turning it up, like what? Like, dude, he's
got a big penis.
Dude, he's slamming, like, yeah, it's just slam. Like, that's all it is. Dude.
Slam fest after slam fest.
Slam fest, dude. It's slam.
Let's just hope. Listen, let's hope they can do it on LAN, because sure they didn't do it last year.
No.
They could not win anything
in the quals. As they go undefeated in the qualifiers and then do nothing.
DFR 3 of the 4 majors.
Right. Yeah, and you do the eye thing on OpTic and then go to LAN and Pred's sitting there across the table going like this, just what do you do now, Michael? You could
Yep. But moving on to the second match of Saturday, we have a Boston Breach fresh off of a map 5 win against OpTic versus a Minnesota Rocker who just 3-2'd another. So that's 2 championship teams pretty much who are taken to map 5 and taken down by the underdog of the series, in my opinion. And Boston and Rocker, Breach and Rocker, they both go to a map 5 and Rocker take it. So
those are my boys.
And obviously Call of Duty's a day-to-day game. But yeah, very, very intense battle between the 2 teams. And once again, going into the next game, we're also going to another map 5. I feel like map 5s are very, very common so far this year.
Oh yeah.
We got Ultra v Surge. We got an Ultra that just 3-1 FaZe, and they're getting taken to map 5 by Surge. Which I'm not gonna put Surge down. Their team's pretty decent. Ultra wins 3-2. Nothing too crazy happened in that matchup, I believe. Trevor, you can take this next one.
The God Squad, Cloud9 going against the shit squad, LAT, right? Yeah, had a lot of high hopes. I thought we were going to 100 point club them twice, but sadly, I guess, Cloud9 had some other options. All right, anyway, let me be all serious now. First 100 point club of the season goes to us. We absolutely slammed Cloud9 on that first map. Then we got reverse swept in that game 2 S&D. Don't want to talk about it. Got triple nated. Left one of our ARs or Envoy in a 1v2, which was a
1v3.
1v3. Yeah, sorry, 1v3. Not a good sight. Yeah, that Cloud9 series, it was just a slam fest. I feel bad because I feel like on paper that team should be better than they are. Gonna just make a funny quip here with Attach. Don't know if there was any ping issues that time. He wasn't complaining on Twitter about that one. It just came down to the OpTic Texas one because he was like, "Oh, we faced a God Squad, we got shit on, but now we're going to face OpTic Texas, who got beat by Boston. Let me bitch on Twitter about ping issues." Just saying, I feel like that's not really a good idea. Don't do that. I love you, Attach. I would not want to see you in an LAT jersey though.
My dad.
I feel like it just really hurt your career. But yeah, that was a good game. Honestly, I loved that game.
Yeah, I mean, it was the first. What was the score line? The 100 point club.
250
it was like 90
to
something, right?
94 or something. Yeah, 92.
I think it was 84.
First,
we'll figure it out.
100 point club in the season, and the second, but we'll get onto that here in a bit.
Justin, I agree with that.
Also, Hydra dropping 41 on Cloud9 was also there, and then him just looking at them like, these kids are bad. I was like, oh.
Yep. But
okay,
moving on,
I'm not slandering him, okay? I know, but like you're bitching on Twitter about fucking ping, dude. Just have your entire team move to Texas like everybody else is. Like, you're Cloud9. You have to have the funds for this. Like, come on.
No. Moving on to the last
was bad for the league. Yeah, 250 to 77. Shaws, do we need to remind you? 250 to 77.
Jesus.
All right.
You all were negative that entire season or that series.
Moving on. Moving on to the final day of the first weekend of the CDL 2025 season. First matchup, we got Ravens versus Gentlemates. I was very excited to see how Gentlemates played. Back. Yeah, after that map 5 lost to Rocker, and they get slammed even worse by Ravens.
Yeah, dude,
Yep.
Yeah, that was not good.
This Gentlemates team needs
by TJ Haley.
I think this Gentlemates team was good without movement. I think that's what I'm thinking about. I think that was the issue there.
Right.
Moving on, we got Surge and Heretics. Heretics fresh off a fire 3-0 against Falcons. Yeah, they got taken to map 5 and got slammed.
Yeah.
Listen though, Real
once again was putting up some top tier numbers though. I will say that for sure.
He tied the kill record on HP.
Yeah. GOAT.
Real has to be the best player on that team.
By far.
1,000%.
Has to be.
Yeah, I think he'll probably end up becoming the face of the org now that Vic was gone. So yeah, nothing too crazy in this series besides Real being a fucking god, pretty much.
Right.
Yep. And then we'll move on. We got the big dogs for the final 2 matches of
Red
the.
Was also good.
The big regain. This is a 3-0 you guys needed.
OpTic losing against the Boston Breach day 1, losing 3-2 map 5, and we play against Cloud9. Attaches bitching about ping all over Twitter, and OpTic slams him. I will say it is unfortunate. The ping difference is unfortunate. Like, all in all, I think CDL should be more land-based. It is very hard to... I can understand it from producers, though. It is very hard to get that going constantly, as often. However, CDL should be more land-based than online-based than what it is right now. The ratio is crazy. But anyways, OpTic, 3-0 Cloud9 New York. Just like that. Then we're moving on. We got UWC World Championship roster versus Nadeshot's fucking God Squad. LAT versus FaZe. All his hubs, all of his gifted subs right into this team.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
All of his ad revenue gone right into this team.
All
we see FaZe v LAT, last match of the weekend, and boy oh boy was it worth the wait in my opinion.
It was a good match. Good match.
The highest hardpoint deficit of the season so far, and it is already 250 to 77. I'm scared to see LAT play a team like Boston.
What if Boston wins?
If Boston
That
wins,
would be insane.
I will sell both my kidneys.
Hey, all I need is Cammy and Snoopy to play well. That's all I need.
Yeah.
Shaw's, I'm not even gonna acknowledge your comment.
But anyways, LAT versus FaZe, absolute awesome fucking matchup.
It was a great fucking match, honestly.
Yeah, early
Great
2-0 out of LAT, then FaZe locked in during the control.
FaZe locked
They
in
won
when
the
had
second
to.
hard point, and then we get into the S&D, and seeming like FaZe is kind of struggling in the S&Ds without Tupac. I'm not gonna lie.
I think they're gonna be a shaky team for S&Ds. Okay, I'm not saying that they're not gonna be a top team. It's fucking FaZe. Name the last time FaZe wasn't a top team. I'll wait. BO4. Do you know why they weren't a top team?
Pro League.
Exactly. Do you know why they didn't? Because they didn't have the trio. Okay, you have the trio now. The only person that's missing link is Draza, but Draza was there for MW3, and you guys still were a top 3 team the entire season. You know, like I definitely think. Go.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna bring up Destin. I don't know what you're talking about. Snoopy's been playing pretty well. I don't know if you've not been watching the games, but he's been playing well.
Snoopy's actually looking like a top tier player as well. I think he might be. I think he might be top 5 sub in the league.
I believe he's a 1.2.
I have
1.2 in S&D right now.
I have said this on my stream because I'm gonna start doing I'm gonna start doing my own watch parties now. I said it on my stream. I said it off the pod. I've said it to multiple people. I'll tweet it out too. I don't think this year. Yes, there's going to be the top heavy teams, OpTic, FaZe, LAT. There's going to be the top heavy teams. The top 3 are solidified. That 4th spot, because it's always been LAT, FaZe, OpTic, or NYSL, right? I think we're going to have a mixy year for top 8. So, I think it's
you say top 4 was always LAT?
Not last year. We don't talk about last year.
Last year, not CW. It was.
Yeah, we don't talk about CW.
2 years.
Yeah, we don't talk about CW either. CW didn't happen. Okay,
brother.
CW didn't happen, and last year didn't happen. All right.
Yeah, but
not last year.
Anyways.
But anyway, it's not going to be I don't think this year will be a top heavy team or top heavy super top heavy. The big major teams that we all know and love.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
I think we get out of Major 1. It's going to be top heavy.
I think Rock.
Because I said the same thing last year.
It was the same shit.
And the same shit happened. It's top heavy.
But I also told you.
I think it's just. I think it's the coaching staff / the players being able to understand the league all in all and how the game plays quicker than some of these other teams. And just having a way better mindset going into scrims and having a way better mindset going into these games and all that, et cetera, et cetera. I think this will be a top-heavy year, 1,000%.
And
especially once we start seeing shit like fucking crazy ass movements that Hydra Shotzi Snoopy pull out. Like, right. I think it'll be top heavy, but
I'm hoping that it's not, because I'm a big fan. Like in any sport, I hate seeing like one team dominate, like the Chiefs or just the Golden State Warriors, the Cavs. Like, yeah, I love the fact that the Cavs are the number one in the East for NBA. I love that shit. I don't want to see them like dominate in the playoffs, then win the championship. Like, yeah, cool, we won another ring, but like, I kind of want to see other teams win a ring. I would like to see Boston win a major this year, maybe Carolina, maybe Miami. I would like to just see different fucking teams. Do you know how big it would be if LAG wins a major this year for the French community? It would be huge for the French community. Like, I want to see different teams. So, yeah, I definitely think this year will get a little mixy with a lot of the standings.
So I think games will be a bit more competitive, but I think finishing out the games is where we will see it's top heavy.
Nah, you don't understand. Oh, sorry. You can go. Sorry.
Oh, I wasn't talking. That was the end of my sentence.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so you don't understand. It was fucking crazy when Rocker won the Major 5 in Cold War. Like, it was all over the news.
Yeah.
Like, it was all over the news here in Minnesota.
Reverse sweep.
It was crazy here.
I watched that the other night on YouTube, laying in my bed, sitting there, I was just watching it. I was like, oh, here's the comeback. I didn't watch the full comeback, but I watched the start, and then I watched the ending, and it looked like towards the end, Toronto had no idea what they were doing. Like, it's like they headless chicken, like, running around. So,
yeah.
But
it's pretty crazy. But anyways, any more comments about the week 1 of CDL recap?
No.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, same. I have money bet for the first time on a CDL match tomorrow. On
we had to pull out
players. I had my analyst squadron behind me.
I'll say this, LAT is the first game tomorrow. LAT versus LAG. I'm a little nervous. LAG's coming off of 2 losses. I don't think Kismet, Skies, I don't even know if P-Dog's really going to step it up. But Kismet and Skies and Lins, I don't think they're going to take that too kindly. So they're losing to 2 teams that, on paper, they should have slammed. But don't know if it's chemistry is not flowing or if it's the game. But I definitely think it's going to be a very, very different situation tomorrow come CDL time. Or come
1000%.
Game time.
I'm very excited. We're also seeing Hook the Nuke play once again.
Damn.
Very excited about him playing. I'm excited to just see how this, all in all, like how this OpTic roster plays. Are going like kind of low into scrims. So, I'm pretty hyped. We also got some other fire matchups this weekend. I'd like to see how FaZe plays this weekend as well. I'd like to see if we see EWC FaZe return or if they're going to be in the slums for all of the Major 1 qualifiers, or what's the word on that. But
I think they'll be fine, honestly.
Yeah.
But all right,
anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Tornology Power Rankings for the first time ever. I think we're going to try to do this every week, and then we'll have our special guest, if we have one. We'll have them weigh in on our options here as well. So, Tiger, I'll get your opinion. We'll just start down the line. What's your overall opinions on FaZe? Where would you rank them? And then we'll do an average of all three of us.
We'll do after Major 1, obviously. So this is not going to be like it's not going to be a biased thing. It's going to be.
No, I would say perceive. Just like as we see the teams play, how do we perceive them? You know what I'm saying? In a ranking system. You said where? See? Word.
See?
0-2. I mean, you got.
I can agree with that. I'm not gonna lie.
3-1.
C or B? Probably
C.
B. Honestly,
I say C.
is where I say it.
I feel like C's the lowest. B has to be the highest. I mean, I feel like you can't put FaZe in D.
No.
1,000% you cannot.
Yeah, you can't put, and I feel like you can't put them in A
Nope.
or S. Just it's purely just based off of like the performances of their first two matches. I'm cool with C or B either which way.
Yeah,
So.
I think, in my opinion, I think that map 1 against LAT put them to C for me because the absolute you got put in the dumpster worse than Cloud9. Let's be real. You got slammed harder than Cloud9 against the same team.
Agreed.
So, Trover said C or B. Tiger said C. I said C. So, all in all, that ranks us down into C. Tiger, once again, you'll lead the way. How are we feeling about Ravens? I feel like this roster is very, kind of iffy.
I would also say C.
Also say C. Word. Any reason as to why you would say C?
I mean, they're kind of getting carried by their two main people, dude.
That's true.
All right, Shaws. Sorry we don't know power rankings for CDL. Let me pull up my SVP stat list here so I can get you a power ranking of every single player real quick. This is a completely
we're rating them based off the last weekend.
Rating them off of the last weekend.
Sorry, not off CDL points, just how we perceive them against teams and all that.
Sorry we didn't do your standard of putting them at S and putting everybody else at D. Sorry, not sorry.
Anyways, Trover, so Tiger said C for Carolina. Trover, where would you place Carolina at?
I place them in C as well. I feel like they have a really high ceiling. But I also feel like their ceiling is slowly starting to come down. Because,
it's slumming down.
Yeah, Slasher and Gwen can only carry you so far.
I mean, they got Vivid on an AR.
Yeah, and there was a.
I don't know how the fuck Vivid's still on a CDL team. Brother's got to retire.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw him in there because I mean I agree the carry fest out of Ravens is
it's
not the greatest, and
it's up there.
I mean Vivid's got to go in my opinion.
Yeah,
Vivid's got to go.
Vivid's got to go, and TJ Halley has to step it up, or he's got to go either, or go.
I agree. Yeah. Honestly, I feel like they should pick up Illy, replace Vivid, and I feel like once the Hook thing is done, they should pick up Hook. I feel like that'd be a god squad.
But that's the thing; they can't balance that off of when Hook's getting dropped. You know, if they want to make a change, they need to make it. They got to make it before the whole Hook situation's over. Unfortunately,
the Hook
unless Hook gets dropped in January, and then it's like, hold up, you know what I'm saying?
I think the Hook situation will be done after Major 1, and I feel like that's when most teams make changes anyway. So I feel like that's when they should make that change.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot of roster changes going. Roster mania after Major 1 is going to be insane. All in all, I'll start out with Breach since they slammed my team. I would probably put Breach in. Honestly, I'll be crazy with it. I'd put Breach in A. I think with how they're showing against a world champ team, OpTic Texas, with that showing that they had, and with how well Snoopy's playing, honestly, this whole team, like if they're all playing well, like this team could be a good fucking roster.
Oh yeah.
It is a bit of a carry fest at times, but it's not as bad as Ravens. So I would say A or B, leaning more towards A.
I say B.
I say B because do we see anything happening? Because they lost to somebody recently, didn't they? Right? They're 1-1.
They lost to Rocker.
Yeah, lost to Rocker. Both map 5s. I think they were both map 5s around 11. Actually, maybe I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember the round counts and everything.
But
I'm good with numbers, not that good.
Yeah, it's how do we see this team performing once once teams start figuring out everything, because we also have to put in the factor of like people are probably still figuring out this game. Yeah, we've had months, like 2 months to play it, get our hands on it, and then the scrims start and all that. So no, I see B being a good set for them.
Ethan, if you're just coming in, this is based off just over the weekend and how everything's been played. So this will definitely change next week after
1,000%.
after the last weekend. So this is purely based off the 2 matches that each team's played.
No. So obviously, do we even need to talk about that LAT? I think it's an obvious S.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm not even gonna sit here and say anything. It's
the Glazers not saying anything. That's how you know.
I mean, is there really anything to say? Not even the 100-point club's first maps. It's just the team's chemistry is kind of flowing. I mean, we went to a game 5 with FaZe, but that's FaZe. FaZe is reigning EWC champs. It's the same roster as last year. And then we went to a map 4 with Cloud9, which rightfully we should have slammed, but we didn't. We got a little too overconfident with our S&D. We're up 5-2, and we're thinking, hey, we're big shots, we got this. And next thing you know, it's 5-5, and we're losing around 11. So I mean, I think LAT is an S tier team. I mean, it's a god squad, but I mean, we don't know. Like I said, I'm scared for tomorrow because Kiz has got that drive. We saw what happens in MW2 champs when you talk shit, and Scrap got 5-0'd. So
it's true.
I mean, I'm not wrong. The dude said shut down Hydra, team's pretty ass, and then next thing you know, Kiz is up there winning MVP and holding up the champs trophy. So
my bad, boys. Riot Games just randomly fucking opened on my computer. That was what that face was for. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I gotta play Valorant or some shit. They're trying to get me on.
Yeah, you locked in.
Word. LAT S tier for sure. 1,000%. Heretics.
B.
I'd put him.
All right, Tiger.
I say I honestly B lowest, A highest. I mean,
I agree.
Again, it's kind of like
I feel like once again with Breach, I would put them on B as well. Because I feel like once again with Breach, it's a bit of a carry fest at times, but it's still all in all a good team. If they all played well, it'd be a great team.
Yeah,
I agree. I feel like if like the other two can at least play as good as Rencore and Real, I feel like that team's gonna be dangerous. Yeah. Especially if they can play good on LAN, they're gonna be fucking very good.
Yeah, this team definitely needs to step it up on LAN. That's another thing. Is they need
That's
to step
honestly
up on
the main thing. So they play good on LAN, they're gonna be good.
Because
word.
I said it before the season starts. I'm just hoping my team is not the online warriors, and when it comes to LAN, we're getting slammed. So.
So moving on. Unfortunately,
D.
Yeah,
D.
That's what I'm thinking.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't think we really need to talk about this team that much.
Like we could talk about the ping issues against OpTic, but you're still getting 3-1 by LAT. I mean, ping issues or not, I think you're still losing the OpTic, unfortunately.
I mean, they complained about the ping too against LAT.
Oh, did they? I didn't know.
They complained about the ping for both matches.
I also know that they almost got a 100-point club twice in the LAT.
Now, if Cloud9 really wants to get their team going, get some more buckaroos in their pocket, get some revenue, move them to Texas. Honestly, I do think it is unfortunate that the servers are that bad that we can't have teams all over the continent. But yeah, I mean, Cloud9, you know that the servers are bad on Call of Duty.
I mean,
just move them to Texas,
especially when there's already been problems with the people in LA anyway.
That's
the whole reason why LAT is in Texas.
Yeah, that's why LAT is in Texas. That was every single one of their requirements when Nadeshot was reaching out. Was like, hey, we'll put you on the team. What's something we can do? And he was like, and Scrap said, put me in Texas and let me play with Paco and Envoy. And
yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyways, moving on.
Hey,
We got the Minnesota Rocker. Tigers calling out A. I think we might have to plummet this. Let's call it D. Get them in C. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
Trevor?
that's crazy. The only way they would go down to B is because of the fucking red. It's the only reason they would go down to B.
But because
You guys
this
do not
logo,
say they're an A
not
right
red.
now. You guys are ridiculous.
yeah, but because we're putting them in A right here is because it's the old logo from last year. Still got the blue. No, I definitely think this Rocker team could shake some things up. I mean, that's kind of crazy for me to say. I don't know. I kind of want to see them 3-0 or 3-1 somebody, not go to a map 5.
Yeah.
But you got to realize, just like the players that are on that roster too.
Yeah.
They're all
compared
new
to-
guns. They're all fairly
I mean,
new
you got
guns.
Gio, you got Estriol. Those are 2 people that were rookies last year. You got Paul X. He hasn't been in the league for God knows how long. And then you have
He's been
Nero, which
bouncing in and out of the league.
Yeah. Then
And then,
Nero's
yeah,
like-
you got Nero, who's 2 years into the league,
I think it's
I
his
think
third
so.
year.
2 or 3. Yeah.
I think this is his third. I think he came in when Boston wasn't he there when Boston first came around? Because it was like him. It was
I
like
think
him,
so.
Methods, Vivid, and
That's
Awakening.
4 years then, isn't it?
Because
The Vanguard was
No,
when Boston came
because-
in.
No, Capsule was on that.
Yeah,
team.
Nero wasn't on that team. Nero wasn't
Yeah,
on that
okay.
team.
He was the next year.
Nero
Yeah.
was on MW2. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Third
So
year. I'd put him in A. Honestly,
I would call it B, but
I'd put him in A.
you both said A.
I would say A's highest.
The
B's
only
lowest.
reason I call it B is just because of how much of a struggle it is for their win. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
LAT, it's seamless as fuck. Like
Yeah,
it's
they do
easy.
fight for their win.
For a Rocker, they're going map 5s 2 games. That's
But they are 2-0. And also, I mean, are you going to say that Boston's better than Rocker? Because they just lost to him.
no, like I would put them like top of B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you don't want to overpopulate a single row as well.
That's fair. That's fair.
Right.
And I truly do think that they're an A team right now. They're 2-0. They beat Gentlemates, which should have been a top 4 team.
Oh,
And then they
absolutely.
also beat Boston, which they beat OpTic. So in turn, Rocker's better.
And
That's just how it goes.
I didn't say this when we were doing the week 1 recap, but talking about that Boston Rocker game, I thought Boston was going to come in and just steamroll Rocker because they're riding off that high. We just beat we just beat the champs. We just beat a team we were supposed to lose to. Let's ride this momentum.
Everybody thought we'd lose. Yeah.
And everybody thought we were losing. We got this momentum. Let's keep it going. And then they lost. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like A is the highest, B is the lowest you could put them.
And
That's
honestly, I would say the only problem that Rocker has right now is Estriel. He just needs to step it up. If he steps it up, they're slamming every team, I promise. Besides LAT, I feel like Rocker's a top 2 team if Estriel starts to really slay out. I mean, Paul X has been slamming in S&D. Nero's been fucking slamming in respawns.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if Estriel can start putting out Nero numbers, I feel like they're a top 2 team, top 3.
Word. Well, we'll move on. We got my team. S. No, I'm just kidding.
That's definitely a B.
Honestly, I'd say B or A.
That's
I
definitely a
would
B.
say like high B, low A. Like
They're-
low
I would-
A.
I would say they're below Boston. They lost to Boston.
I mean, I would put them low A,
Let's see.
maybe.
Who was their second one again? So I
maybe
can't remember
maybe
that.
High B,
Cloud9.
Cloud9.
The worst team in
Oh
the league
yeah,
right
the
now.
worst team right now.
You guys 3-0.
I wouldn't say the worst in the league, but
I would say it's the worst in the league. Technically, I mean,
Yeah,
I would
you
say
got-
Falcons.
the Falcons should be the worst team in the league.
All right, I'll throw
Cloud9
them.
should.
I'll throw them in B. All right, does that sound cool?
I'm cool with that. I mean, your guys' performances.
I
have
think
kinda
that's
been
fair.
A little lackluster, but I think you guys are. I think it's about to take a turn because I feel like Pred's going to take this little vacation. And
No, I 1,000% think that
back
Pred's
better.
gonna come back and he's gonna be fired up. Either that or he's gonna come back and be shit, and then we're gonna keep hook.
Yeah.
So, all right, yeah, OpTic B. I can agree with that. The more I think about it, I can agree with that. They did lose going in world champs. They did lose the Breach. That's very like Breach was I think dead last year.
Yep.
Or at least close to it.
9-27.
So
record,
I can agree. I can agree with OpTic being B. I would not put them in C. They absolutely dog walked Cloud9.
Yeah.
High ping my dick. Who cares?
You guys needed that 3-0.
No, 1,000%.
Yeah.
And then I mean, we'll talk more about it next week. But then we got Gentlemates.
Who'd they play their second match against?
Gentlemates or OpTic?
Gentlemates.
Carolina, and they lost.
Real
3-1. So
yeah,
I think
Gentlemates. I think Gentlemates is D.
I think Gentlemates is D as well. I would say they're D, but they're above Cloud9.
Oh, 100%.
So
let's see.
I'd say they're on the lowest of C.
The lowest of C?
I mean 3-2 against Rocker.
Yeah, 3-1 against
Carolina.
Who's
but
in C,
isn't Carolina 2-0 right now?
Carolina is 2-0 right now.
And we put them in C.
Yeah, I'll change it. I'll change it up and put them in C. I mean, we put FaZe in there too.
I think we should put Gentlemates there, and I think we should put either Ravens in the front of C or in the bottom of B. To be honest.
So Gentlemates here, and then Ravens here.
That or Ravens is in the top of C. Honestly, I do feel bad putting them in C just because they are 2-0. But
I mean, I don't really feel bad. It just doesn't really. I would say Ravens are in B. I would say 1,000% B. Like even though like they're because okay, we're giving Rocker A tier, right?
Right.
Rocker. From what Tiger was saying, it's kind of a carry fest out of 3 of them, and one of them's kind of lackadaisical. The reason we put Ravens in C was because Ravens was an absolute carry fest, but they are 2-0.
Oh, they also the problem is they've also had probably the easiest schedule.
Yeah.
They played the Falcons and then they played M8, which again we thought M8 was going to be a lot better than they are. But the problem is they played the Falcons first, and they still got 3-1. Was it 3-1?
Yeah, 3-1. Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to even put them in B at the same time with that too.
Right.
Because like I feel like next week they're gonna get exposed heavily.
Ravens?
I think their first match is FaZe.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get slammed by FaZe.
I think this will be the wake up call.
Yeah.
But I mean, if we're going by literally just this weekend and no future anything, they should be in the bottom of B. But I do think Boston, OpTic, and Heretics are better than them. And that's just based on schedule.
Yeah.
Word. Moving on to Surge. Vancouver Surge. New brand, quote unquote, because Vancouver.
Yeah.
Fuck. I can't even remember how Surge played. Let's see. They got 3-2'd by Ultra.
That's hard.
They 3-2'd Heretics. Yeah, I wouldn't say D, nor would I say C though. I would I know we don't want to overpopulate B, but
well, yeah, they're on 2, aren't they?
No,
Surge are 1-1.
They're
1-1. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, that's the thing. I would put them in B.
I would also put them in B.
And then I think we should put the Ravens back down to C, but high C.
C.
I think they're above FaZe right now.
I agree with that.
And then I would throw Surge in the bottom.
Surge in B.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Trevor?
I agree with it. I mean, Abuza's playing really good. 04 is Hixie. Hixie, I think, has the motivation of like, I'm gonna play good because I don't want to go back to challengers.
Yeah, he fucking hates challengers.
Based solely off of his player profile. I'm trying to take the, comp scene, watching it and, analyzing it and all that kind of serious this year. And I watched that player profile of Hixie, and literally there's one part where he's like, please don't send me back down there. Like he's pleading. Obviously it might have been a joke. I understand that, but like he's pleading not to go back down there. Like he thought he deserved a spot last year. He doesn't know why he got dropped from Ultra, but I mean, I mean, Ultra did kind of upgrade going from Higsy to Envoy. Envoy's a world champ. So, I mean,
I do agree with that.
Like,
yeah,
I would have dropped you.
Yeah.
So,
Ultra's A.
1,000%. That's what I was going to say,
Yeah,
because I was just looking. I was looking and comparing them to Boston, because Boston played CDL champs, world champs. Yeah. Ultra plays FaZe EWC champs, world
3-1.
champs. They both won. And then they go down to play. Breach plays a lesser team, a lesser expected team, I guess, and they lose. Ultra goes to play a lesser expected team. They win. So I personally think they're obviously better than Boston.
I
agree.
put them in A. Yeah.
No.
The thing is, I would say we could put them above Rocker too, just because they honestly did play better. They beat FaZe, and they also, I mean, and then at the same time, it's like Vancouver, you know,
Right.
3-2, almost got reverse swept.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we should put them above Rocker or put them behind Rocker. That's entirely up to you guys. But I do think they're an A for sure.
I think taking out FaZe puts them above Rocker.
Yeah.
And it was a 3-1, while all Rocker's matches have been 3-2s.
Yeah. I think like keeping Rocker in A is I'm not saying move them, obviously. Keep them in A, because Rocker has had a pretty tough schedule. Well, at least for their first match, because again, LAG was supposed to be this high and mighty team. Toronto kind of has the same schedule in a sense. I mean, Vancouver, mediocre team, and then they beat EWC by a margin. So yeah, I agree with them being above Rocker and being an A.
Yeah.
And then Falcons are definitely in the drenches.
Yeah, I don't really think. I think Falcons are like LAT. We really don't need to talk about it. Yeah, I think it's very self-explanatory. Actually, matter of fact,
make a new row.
Ravens, or sorry,
Falcons.
New Paris.
Falcons trash.
Yeah.
I mean,
there it is. I think that is a good ranking right here.
I agree.
I feel like
based off of who teams are playing and how they played this past season, the first weekend of CDL 2025, which is only 2 games for each team. I think this is good. Obviously, we have OpTic and B, FaZe and C, and that's like, what the fuck? Like, those are like power rankings. Those are S tier teams, you know?
Yep.
But overall, based on gameplay, let's be real. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I mean,
based on how they played.
If we're going off that, LAT did struggle a little bit with facing FaZe. I mean, obviously the fucking massive baby arm game 1, 250-77. Then, we beat them in the search. I don't remember what the search scoreline was. Then, they beat us in the control. And then the next
6-3.
Yeah. Which we then, we blew an 80-point lead against, FaZe. But again, it's, power rankings going into this year, both S tier teams based off of just who's on the team. Their performance this year, this first 2 games, pretty lackluster. I mean, all of FaZe was in the negative for the LAT showing. And
I believe all of FaZe was in negative for both their matches, except for one member against Rocker.
You mean against Ultra?
Ultra?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah. Because it's, I just like when the announcers are saying, have you ever seen the trio in the negative or in a negative in a match? Like, that kind of says something. I'm not saying the trio should break up. Don't take that way. I definitely don't think the trio needs to break up. FaZe will bounce back. Nobody is worried about FaZe not bouncing back. If you're worried, you need to go find a different thing to watch, because FaZe will bounce back and they'll probably win a major.
I think currently the only teams that really need to worry about a roster change are these 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think that is it.
I think Falcons.
Carolina.
Or not, I think Carolina, yeah.
Yeah.
I keep thinking Falcons and the Ravens are the same thing for some reason.
If Vivid doesn't,
yeah, but I think right now, based off of play, based off how teams are doing in CDL points and how they played and where they are currently at, I only think these 2 really need to worry about anything. Because you can say it's a carry fest out of Ravens, They could be a bit better. However, they did good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then like General Mates, me personally, like I don't even know what the fuck you do with that roster at this point. I think it's a blow it up situation.
Right.
That is practically a world champ team slammed. What? Plus, wasn't Lynn's rookie of the year?
No, Gwen was.
No, yes, Gwen.
My bad.
Yeah,
Rookie of the year nomination
Probably second.
was Lynn's, and he's honestly like pretty up there in the skill. I watched some of Lynn's. He's pretty up there in the skill.
I'm a Lynn's fan. I'm a big Lynn's fan.
Yeah, my cock's hard for Lynn's.
Okay.
I didn't even know this. Sorry, I'm scrolling through Twitter right now. The Flank tweeted something out saying that in the past 24 hours, OpTic Texas and OpTic Gaming have both unfollowed Pred on Twitter. Oh no.
Interesting.
And obviously Pred losing his OpTic affiliate badge, like that's just because I don't think OpTic wanted to pay for another badge to give to Hook, so I don't really take that as like a major concern, you know?
Not my Pred.
Yeah, but Pred getting unfollowed by both the comp team and the org, I'm really hoping it's not that serious, honestly. Like, I'm hoping this is just like not like a publicity stunt, you know, but like I'm just hoping that whatever's going on behind the scenes gets resorted, and I would love to see Pred root or have the green wall behind him. So.
Yeah,
I agree.
Sorry, I thought that would be nice to
yeah, that is a pretty wild situation there.
bring up. So
I personally think that when Pred comes back, something needs to happen. Something needs to be said about what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
If Pred comes back to OpTic, if he doesn't come back to OpTic, Carolina, you should fucking pick him up.
Oh yeah, I think Carolina would be a great pickup for him.
1,000%.
Trade out TJ Halley for Pred, like you're trading out TJ Halley for a world champ, you know. And I feel like him and Slasher could bounce really well off each other, and I think him and Gwen could bounce off each other really well. And then you just got to find
or Gentle Mates
or
Rocker. No, there's a lot of teams that could be offered if
he comes back and OpTic decides to drop him. So
yeah,
I definitely think it's up in the air for what's going on with him.
So. Yeah.
He's definitely not going to be out of the league for sure.
Yeah, no.
Oh, 1,000% he won't.
He won't go to Challengers. That would be insane.
I think he would just retire. Honestly, I don't think he's going to even want to play Chalice.
Yeah. So.
But I think that we have our power rankings. We talked about CDL week 1. We talked to Tiger about his come up and joining Torn and how awesome that's been for him, or how great it's been for him. And we talked a little bit about my past as well, actually.
Right.
Funny enough, we're on episode 7. We haven't really deep dived into each other's past, Drover. So maybe we lock in next time for that.
We gotta do a deep dive into our past.
Yeah. But anyways, for the people who are watching live, we at Tornology really appreciate you guys. Once again, Torn Winter Collection dropping tomorrow, 12/13. Use code Tornology if you want to help out the podcast. Use any of your favorite creator codes if you want to help them out. Please buy the Torn merch so I can kiss Trover's lovely face IRL.
So we're trying to get a content house. Just telling you.
And then I come in riding with a tiger.
We need your money.
We do. We're begging, please.
But anyways, we appreciate everyone for being here. Make sure you guys, for those of you who aren't watching live, and for those of you who are watching live, make sure you drop a like. If you guys aren't already subbed, make sure you drop that sub. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next episode or any random videos we just decide to throw up. And yeah, enjoy the CDL matches tomorrow. I know Trover will be streaming them. I'll be watching, clutching my asshole because I bet money on them. And yeah, Trover, you got any or Tiger, you got any parting words?
Go follow my Twitter at Tiger Snipes. Not an S, a Z.
Oh yeah.
All right, Trover, any parting words before we get out of here for the night?
immediately after this, I'm gonna go grab food, and then I'm gonna come back down, and I'm gonna do a watch party for the Game Awards that are going on right now. We're gonna be seeing a lot of new trailers and all that. Again, like Cliffy said, I'm doing watch parties over on my YouTube. So that'll be linked down in the description below. I'm excited for them. Like I said, I want to get more into the comp scene of Call of Duty, and I want to watch this year. Not because my team is a god squad, but I actually want to watch and understand what's going on when people talk about it. So, yeah, that's honestly all I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And yeah, if you disagree with our rankings, leave a comment down below. Obviously, there's a lot that we could change on here, but based off performances week 1, I think this is a fair list. So
fair enough. All right, chat and YouTube viewers. We'll see you guys next time. Episode 8. Be there, be square.
Peace.
Bye, gamers.